Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another BMBBH. This is Kev, and we are live again on a Saturday night. And thank you for joining me. And let me make y'all aware of certain things. Number one, if you are watching this live or you are watching the replay, make sure by all means that you hit that like button. Likes are for free and they are for the algorithm. Be wary of the message that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen, which is again reminding you to press the like button, share it, and if it's your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and help this channel grow. I am 5 subs away from 3,200, and I'm still a great deal away from 10,000 subs, which is my uh, immediate goal. I mean, I would say 5K, but we got to think big here. Fair use on any content that is used that is not my creation. This is for edutainment purposes only. Let me explain that real quick. Edutainment is a word that is an amalgamation of educational and entertainment. Although I would lean probably more toward the entertainment aspect. People who watch this program claim that they have actually learned from it, and I am not so ungrateful as to shun that kind of perspective. So if you learn from it, then that is very well good, I would say. But I like to use the word edutainment nonetheless. Yeah, and I do use some harsh language. So if you don't like curse words, you can either get used to it or this might not be the program for you. As this channel is called Black Men Being Brutally Honest, because black men, understandably so, even though many of us feel this sentiment of individualism, black men often are looked upon as leaders of this or whatever this is. You can call it a community or not, but it is my belief that we get further faster when black men take center stage, which is the name of this broadcast tonight is Black Men Want to See Black People Win. And I do believe that completely 100% that black men, yes, do want to see black people win. I don't think that everyone believes that based on the sentiments expressed throughout social media, and social media ever since its dawn has been very revealing as far as what people believe and actually think. And although much of it is disheartening, I would say that it is a starting point on what we need to focus on if we want this thing to work. And I always implore people to think and believe that social media is full of real people giving their real sentiments. So when someone says, oh, it's just social media, uh, I'm very dismissive of that. So let me give some shout outs. Let me give some shout outs in the chat real quick. Have my boy RPM. What's going on? Anthony Drosos. Good to see you again. Tim Howard 5. We got Anthony Drosos saying, I remember KRS-One's album Edutainment back in 91. And we got Phil Brad here once again. Phil Brad's here every time I go on the air. And thank you for being one of my dedicated, sir. Uh, uh, it's certainly an honor to be able to come before you guys each and every time I do decide to broadcast. Now, um, listen up. Even if you are not a believer that black men want to see black people win, I am going to go ahead and disagree with you. And let me show you a couple of examples, especially one. Uh, like if you observe the thumbnail, that right there is O'Shea Jackson, aka Ice Cube, rapper, entrepreneur, actor, entertainer, philanthropist. Uh, yeah, he Ice Cube. I would say that he is one of the black men that is a superstar that wants to see black people win, and it's like I don't know. I guess it goes with a certain amount of hubris, as with all of us black men. And let me show y'all why I'm talking about Ice Cube real quick. Uh, yeah, because like I said, we know that Ice Cube had that contract with Black America, and uh, honestly, that was one of the things that kind of it was a wake up call moment for black men, I would say, because Ice Cube was attacked frequently, you know, because of the fact that when he was introducing this contract with Black America, he went to both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. At the time, it was the Trump administration, and the Trump administration chose to listen to in detail to what he was proposing as far as the contract with Black America. The Democratic Party, who had the front runner Joe Biden, chose to tell him, okay, well, we'll talk about it after the election. And because of that, Ice Cube caught a lot of heat and a lot of mistreatment from the media as far as us as and as far as us as black people. We really turned against a guy who had all the best intentions in mind as far as his people. And due to this recent example, he still does. I mean, I don't know if I would have had as much resolve as Ice Cube. I probably would have quit on these niggas a long time ago. But it is I don't know. Is this something that us black men we just have to do? Uh, and it might be because of the fact that we have slipped so far behind as our people, as a group. But I wouldn't tell anybody anything that I would not visually see them really not wanting to do for themselves. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's just that uh, this kind of action from Ice Cube really does not surprise me. Because I mean, even in the entertainment industry, Ice Cube put a lot of black folks on. He really did. I mean, he helped us be center stage as far as giving us some classic shit. I would say even from his rap career to his movie career. I mean, he wrote the movie Friday. Friday is a cult classic. I mean, and whether Chris Tucker wants to believe it or not, that's the movie that put him on. And I don't know. I bared some resentment toward Chris Tucker for not wanting to return to the franchise, but he's a grown man and he had his own reasons. But let me read the headline here. It says Ice Cube lands $100 million NFL pledge for a contract with Black America. Let's go out. There's a couple of details in this article that I wanted to share. Let me read a little bit. It says the NFL is partnering with entertainer Ice Cube packed to aid black-owned businesses and combat the growing wealth gap in America. Goes on to state the league said it committed over $100 million to causes that assist contract with Black America Institute, or CWBA, an initiative Ice Cube launched with longtime media executive Jeff Kwasinetz during the 2020 presidential campaign. It calls for the NFL to steer more business to black companies in various sectors, including consumer services and technologies. In a statement announcing the partnership, the NFL said that it will concentrate on increasing direct and indirect spend to national black businesses to help close America's racial and economic wealth gap. Uh, Let me see if I can find it. What I wanted to specifically. Um, Let me see. It was something in this article that jumped out. Let me see if I can find it. But I will say that it's great to see that brothers like Mr. Jackson, aka Ice Cube, has not given up completely on this community. Has not. Let me get that off screen. Hold on. Has not given up completely, especially after the way he was treated by the popular black consortium. Okay, all right. Let me read this. Let me read this paragraph right here, because I want you to see this. Said in March, Ice Cube, whose birth name is O'Shea Jackson, added to CWBA's terms to include a sports business plan. The 41-page document calls for professional leagues and college programs to enhance its pipeline of vendors and includes black women-owned businesses. Okay, let me highlight that. Let me highlight that specific detail right there. Okay, because I want y'all to see this. You know, even though he was disrespected by black women specifically during the 2020 presidential election when he introduced this plan, he, like many black men, are still looking out for them. Said black women own businesses, because you know, every time we propose something for black people or we propose something for black men in particular, they include, which is B-dubs, always want to see where they fit in as far as the plan. And we would believe that when you talk about black people, that black women would include themselves. But despite the disrespect that we as a people showed this man, he's still looking out for us. So just like I said, look at that. Black women own businesses. So this man is still doing many good things. And I'm gonna show you, it's not just Ice Cube. I'm gonna show you a couple more examples that are recent and that have been consistently ongoing. Okay, so like we still got brother Ice Cube out here fighting for us. You still got him fighting for us. So if you are a black vendor and you happen to run across this program right here, and your specialty is doing sports games, somebody out there that is a part of the NFL might actually have something for you, and it would definitely help you out. So one thing that we have to understand as a people is that you know, that there are black people who are in the celebrity wing that want to continue to help this community. We just have to have our open arms and accept it, and not have this attitude that since it's coming from a black person that we shouldn't take these things under consideration. Yeah, so I mean, but with and I get it. I get it. It's like a lot of black men, you know, we're at our wits' end as far as this community, whatever you want to refer to it, this collective is concerned, because we see so many harsh, poor examples in it. But one thing that I want us to understand and is that everything doesn't always have to be shrouded in negativity. I mean, it, I don't know how much more I have to explain this. I mean, when I say that every time black men lead something, we never just do it for black men. And a lot of that might have been to our detriment. And a lot of black men, especially in this space, really feel and believe that we need to start doing things that are for black men. Because let's be honest, and in fact, let's be brutally honest. You elevate black men, you elevate black people. And this is just one of the many examples of that. Even though every time you do something for the B dub, she keeps it just for the B dub. Black men have always been this unselfish, and we get words like we get words like patriarchy and hegemony thrown at us right now, as if you help us, we're going to be controlling and oppressive toward our own people. And that right there is just a jackass way of thinking. I don't get why people continue to push this narrative, and it's not just B Dubs. It's black men as well, in particular intersectional feminists. So let me show you another example. All right. Okay. Now, as you know, WNBA player, athlete, professional Brittany Griner has been detained in Russia. Um, a lot of things that America is kind of laxed on and getting even more laxed on is very strict in Russia. Yeah, she got caught with some cannabis oil, and cannabis oil is usually used for vaping. It's some good stuff. I'll say that, if you ever get your hands on some, if you partake in that. I haven't partaken in THC for months now. I'm becoming an older guy, and I have to start getting my body in shape so I can, get quality out of my later years. And it's something that while you're still young, you need to get into the habit of. But that's neither here nor there at this point. Boxing is this headline reads: Brittany Griner detention. Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. using Russia connections to help WNBA star to return to U.S. Um, okay, if I'm saying this correctly, uh, Roy Jones has dual citizenship in Russia and the United States. Um, and I also believe that he's met with Russian President Vladimir Putin on trying to get Brittany Griner released back into the States. And I believe that you know, he's even on record as to saying that he'll put it on his life if he can get Brittany Griner back to the United States. And I have to say, that's one hell of a guy to confront the Russian government on this. I mean, and he's putting up an effort. So I'm just say these things just because I'm sick of always hearing that black men are the bane of the black race. Uh, we hate black women, which it isn't true. Um, so let me read some of this article. It says WNBA star Brittany Griner has a fellow superstar athlete in her corner as she fights to return home to the United States. Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. is offering up his connections in Russia to help the American athlete after she was arrested at an airport near Moscow in February on charges of possession and transportation of cannabis, and she's been detained there ever since. Jones, considered by many to be one of the greatest boxers of all time, with an illustrious career spanning nearly 30 years, became aware of Griner's predicament and decided he might be able to help. Said first, she's an athlete. I have ties with Russia because of my athleticism and my athletic career. It's nothing political. It's all about sports. Um, yeah, just I'm not gonna read the whole article. I might have to put the links in the description after this broadcast. But I'll say wow. But let me read this. I think this might be important. It said Jones, 53, is a dual U.S. and Russian citizen. He was operating a gym in Moscow where he trained young boxers before Russia's war with the Ukraine forced him to shutter his operation. He hopes to Sunday return to continue his work with aspiring fighters. He goes on to say, if my athlete affiliations can help rectify the situation, why wouldn't I try? There's a picture of Brittany Griner. Now, myself personally, since this is my channel, do I feel as if the Russian government is overreacting to Brittany Griner's situation? I'm gonna have to say yes. They're pretty much overreacting, but also, just on the other side of that, when you're in another country, you have to adhere to its laws and its customs, and understand that where you're at might not be like where you're from. And I don't believe that Brittany Griner had that in mind when they say she purchased the cannabis oil, which means that if the government's that strict, she obtained the oil illegally. Now, for Roy Jones Jr., a black man willing to use his Russia connections, as this headline says, to try to get Brittany Griner out of this trouble, then, I say that at the end of the day, that says a lot. It does. And it's one thing that can't be denied, period. And for people that just want to deny it, either you're just being a fucking asshole, or you just have that hatred for black men that, make that I've seen on display in so many instances, that makes me wonder why people like Roy Jones Jr. would do something like this in the first place. You know. So I mean, it is what it is. Is we as black men, deep down, like, while many of us are troubled and we do cause suffering, there are also many of us that want to help and want to see this group of people that look like us uh, uh, make it further, and want to see us win. Period. And it's something that I do admire, and it's something that I do give credence to. You know. Now I'm going to show you an example that many may not agree with, but it happens anyway. All right. All right. Now this one right here. Scroll up a little bit. Warrick Dunn. Now, Warrick Dunn, he is NFL great. He was a running back, as this article says, who was named to the Pro Bowl 3 times and rushed for almost 11,000 yards in 12 NFL seasons. In 1997, as a rookie, he founded Warrick Dunn Charities, which focuses on helping families in need to better their lives. In his signature program, Home for the Holidays, help provide a down payment and renovates a house for a single parent who is a first-time home buyer. So this is a man is that this is a man who definitely gives back to the communities. And here you guys seeing uh couple of things that he had done and in pictures. Basically he's famous for not only being in the NFL, but providing homes for single parent families, which includes a number of single mothers. And he got this inspiration from his mom, who was single while he was growing up, that he says worked tirelessly to provide him with a home. Now, I know how we feel in this space about single mothers. Um, doesn't sound like that there are many examples that we know about as far as single mothers that sound like the single mother that Warwick Dunn's mother was. In fact, we see many bad examples, many undeserving examples. But this is coming from, I would say, a good spirit. I would say, um, is sometimes it's like this. It's like if we have it to give, we'll give. Some of us don't believe the same stuff. Some of us wouldn't do it. Like I said, some of us carry on as individuals, but certainly not this man right here. And although, like I said, a lot of people that frequent these spaces may not agree with it, he's still an example of a black man who's giving back to his community and wants to see our community win, whether you like it or not. I mean, you just what we need to do is we need to put more examples like Warwick Dunn, like Ice Cube, like Roy Jones Jr. in the spotlight. In the spotlight. And I'm not saying this just to cover up somewhat of the bad reputation as black men that we do have, because I mean, even if a lot of the stuff is falsified, we still have our reputations to worry about. If you believe that you can make it as an individual, then by all means have at it. You'll still have my support, brother. I mean, I did create a Facebook group, you know, with the same name as this YouTube channel. It was a lot of BS that made it into the group, but one of my purposes for creating that group was for people to network. For people who wanted to get a message out there, for people who wanted to promote their businesses and promote the things that they were into. And that was my intention. Even though for a very long time it turned into something else, that was my original intention. And people can believe it or not believe it, but that's on them. That is squarely on them. So I'll get to these comments here in just a second. Once again, I would like to thank you guys for joining me for this specific topic. Those of you who decided to join. Yeah. So, all right. So let's see who's in the chat. Let's see who's in the chat. I gave you some of you some shout outs earlier. Oh, I'm listening. What's going on? Afro Troop TV. He says he's like number 12. Infantry skills. Once again, local politics, black men. Hurry up and buy. What's going on? D Rock Den. Toya the Tutor. Always good to see you. Deacon Naker. All right. Infantry skills. All right. He said, start pushing your own political interests, black men. That will make the feminists very, very uncomfortable. You have to start pushing your political interests unapologetically, black men. Let me tell you something. Although I do agree with that, um, things need there needs to be some tangibles that come along with that. Is there may be some small gratification from making feminists uncomfortable, and it might be a little humor to that too. But I mean, it has to be productive. It really does. Juan G's, what's going on? Yeah, my boy, hurry up and buy. Man Cold TV says, I don't think Roy Jones is going to be able to do nothing. Russia don't seem to be playing any games. Nah, yeah, yeah, which goes back to what I was saying. If you go to another country, you need to adhere to the laws and to the customs of that country because you don't know what kind of shit you can get yourself into. I mean, whereas the United States may be lax on certain things, others countries aren't, and especially with black folks, man, is I mean, for a lot of places, if you think that America is racist, oh my God, it's not that great in other countries. I mean, depending on where you go, especially somewhere like Russia. Do y'all really think that Russia's for black folks? uh, Prime VA 757. Deshaun Watson mom received a house due to work done, I believe. Deshaun Watson. Like my question for that is why didn't Deshaun Watson get his mom a house? But I mean it's whatever on that. Brotherly love, what's going on? He said, how about 30 for 30? Shoot, how about it? Let's see real quick. 30 for 30 is a title of a series of document films airing on ESPN and its sister networks. Okay. Afro Troop TV. Shaka Nulu, what's going on? Dane Wan, what is up? Brotherly love. R. Kelly. R. Kelly, okay. Prime VA said, I mean, when Deshaun Watson was a kid before college. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah, that sounds like it makes a lot more sense. Now, Dane one, I guess this is in reference to Brittany Griner. What she did shows America's arrogance. Hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, so when she did that, I guess she didn't keep those customs and laws in mind. Um, Brotherly Love mentioned R. Kelly. Okay, here's my thing with R. Kelly, and I've discussed this and I said this before. Uh, it is what it is. The man has a problem, whether he was treated fairly or unfairly in this 30-year sentencing. Um, he must have done enough to get himself into that situation. And I would understand if there were people out there that would disagree with it because R. Kelly's fandom is immense. Um, but it's like I said before. Man, I've said this on other broadcasts. It is what it is. A lot of people put up this argument that the parents should be held accountable too. And here's what I say about that argument. I totally agree. I totally agree. A lot of those parents led their children to R. Kelly after they knew the kind of shit that R. Kelly was on. And one thing about those parents, I believe they were expecting some kind of come up because R. Kelly had money. And it is a goddamn shame that people will sacrifice their children for money. And yes, the parents should be held accountable. I don't believe they should. I believe they should be put on the spot. I don't believe they should get a jail sentence or anything like that. But I mean, them parents was really dumb. Like, I watched the first part of Surviving R. Kelly, and all I could think about was how dumb these stupid ass motherfuckers were. Prime VA757 says it's crazy that I've seen more women over the years support R. Kelly over the years while we were saying he should be locked up. Yeah. I mean, and one thing they tried to do was project the whole R. Kelly debacle onto black men, like it was black men that were R. Kelly's main supporters. And my answer to that has always been nope. We didn't support R. Kelly like that. I was, I mean, here's the thing, black men. Um, we know the harshness of the laws and how much the odds are against us. So we have to tread carefully in American society. I mean, I look back in my single days. I had no desire toward underage women, none. There's enough women out here that are equal to your age, maybe even a little bit older. But and I do understand that there's plenty of hypocrisy out here. But it's no reason to get into anything when it involves a underage person. Because I mean, and I'm gonna tell y'all just like this. We were all in high school at one point, and we understand that the mentalities we had, and we seen, myself even back in the early '90s when I was in high school. I used to witness girls all the time getting picked up by older guys, being dropped back off by older guys. Shoot, so I know the mentality of the average high school student. I mean, if we knew what we were doing back then, they still know what they're doing now. But the law is the law. So, so I can't really sit there and advocate for R. Kelly. I will tell you this: I'm not gonna sit there and try to judge anyone that's still listening to his music. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. The only person that I need to worry about as far as that is myself. But he's gone. This man is probably gonna be very old to probably dead when it's time for his release. Let's see. Prime VA757 says B Dubs were definitely his largest support group. Hell, there was one that tried to bail him out when he got arrested, wasn't he? Said it was a person that ran a daycare, if I recall correctly. A person that ran a daycare trying to get R. Kelly released. The irony. I mean, and then when he made that club appearance, I even made a video about this about a couple years ago. The girls was talking about "Take Me Hostage," R. Kelly. Said I went to a predominantly white high school, and one of the black chicks was dating a 21-year-old to 11th grade. Oh, it, wow. Now, let's not get too far off topic. Uh, this one right here, this broadcast right here is black men want to see the black people win, and yeah, I believe that to be true, and I'm willing to defend that. I mean, against detractors that dwell in these spaces. Uh, Said 12 play was the age. He was warning us. Let me put this link down. See if anybody want to come up. because I mean I've had a long day today. I've had a lot of long days lately. But I will tell you this, because of my recent because me my recently getting back into the gym, one thing that I will encourage us as black people to do is to give focus to our physical health, because if we get grips on our physical health, then yeah, we all win. Period. I mean, this soreness, yeah, my legs are very sore because I decided to go full in with a leg workout. I mean, I forgot, like, back from back when I was working out seriously, I forgot how good that pain feels. Dollar washer, what's going on? So yeah, it's soreness, but it's like it's a good soreness. It's uncomfortable, yet I know that it's going to give me a better end, a better ending, I would say. But just keep telling me what y'all think in the comment section. Yeah, yeah. It's like, do you believe that black men, I would say, leader type black men, do you believe that it is our ultimate intention to help black people win and to become successful? Who's raised you, boy? Say who raised you, boy? What's going on? Good to see you. My first time seeing you here. Uh, Prime V8757 says, yeah, I do like seeing black men and black women active. When I see black women on a hiking trail, it makes me happy. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, like a lot of the times that we do make fun of bigger women, especially with the Lizzo effect going around. But when I see a big woman in the gym, man, the first thing that comes to mind is she's trying. She's trying. She's in here because she wants to improve. And and hopefully, like, I just don't walk up to a big person and say, "Oh, good job" or anything, but I hope somehow, some kind of way, that they are receiving their encouragement, because that's, I would say, that's the main issue we have with the Lizzo effect, is that that women seem as if they are refusing to lose the weight and to get in shape and to be the best version of themselves. I really hate seeing people make fun of people that are in the gym. I ain't like that white dude or anything like that to keep making them videos that they're calling out these TikTokers that's doing dumb shit in the gym. But I mean, I do understand where he's coming from. I do. So this is what it is for me. I like I said, I want to see all of us win. Yeah, it's just like, I believe by us winning, I believe that we become a happier people. I believe we'll become a people that is willing to work with each other a little bit more and a little bit better, and we'll be able to siphon the hate out, I would say. I mean, as much as people love the hate and the drama, is we especially with this channel, we have an opportunity to make things better. What's going on, weather? What's going on? Good to see you, brother. He said, I want to see some black men win. It depends on how they're living. Not all black men deserve support. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not all. I mean, and you know what? That should go without saying. I mean, we know all black folks, which unfortunately, black men are included in that group. Not all deserve our support. Some of them deserve our vitriol. And let me see. And it's just it's a sad fact. It's a sad fact. Sometimes we help people to our own detriment, and I can tell you a lot of instances where I helped black people that I wanted to see win, and it was to my own detriment. And the first thing that I would try to bring myself to believe was it was not important, whether, I get some kind of gratitude for it. It was important to see those people win and those people receive the help. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. Yeah, let me show y'all this real quick. Let me see if I can find it first. I asked the Clarence Thomas question. Why people had so much disdain for Clarence Thomas. I want to show y'all some of the answers that I got. And I honestly, I know that not everyone is a supporter of Clarence Thomas, but one thing that I just I didn't jump to conclusions about it because in particular because I didn't want to, I didn't want to do what everyone else was doing on it. So, okay, here we go. Share the screen here in a moment. And I got 56 comments on it on this post. Yeah, and for those of you that are watching right now who participate in my community tab, American Negro, what's going on? Whether I feel you on that, degenerate black men don't get any support from me either. And what is projected upon us from the B Dub, because like a lot of B Dubs will sit there and support degenerate black women, and they will try to project it on us like we support degenerate black men, which is bullshit. I definitely don't support degenerate black men. But okay. So here's the question. Is it, and I started out by saying I'm sure you guys can give me actual answers instead of surface level emotion and dick policing. What's the real reason that black people don't like Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas? Because a lot of what people were saying when I was growing up was he's a coon, he's a sellout, he ain't do jack shit for black folks once he got in that position. We supported him, and yeah, we did support him when Anita Hill was accusing him of sexual harassment. We did. Black people came out in full force against Anita Hill. The feminists supported Anita Hill, but but the thing was, we wanted a black person, we wanted a black man especially to be able to take the place of Thurgood Marshall. And a lot of black folks came to regret that decision, I guess. But and I, for a long time, based on what I would hear from other people, I had my own little dislike for Clarence Thomas, which but in recent years, I had to search for my own reasoning because I do understand that we as a people, we have a problem taking emotion out of a lot of things. Um, yeah, and especially with the recent appointment of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court. I think she was sworn in like a couple days ago actually. Uh, a lot of people were like, "Well, why don't y'all give that same energy to Clarence Thomas?" And I was like, "Well, damn, this is why a lot of motherfuckers say that we dumb as fuck as black folks because we've given plenty of energy to Clarence Thomas, and due to this whole Roe v. Wade being overturned, um, black folks are focusing on Clarence Thomas instead of the other five Supreme Court justices who happen to be Caucasian that helped make this decision as well. People act like Clarence Thomas was in front of the Supreme Court justices talking about some, yeah, we should overturn this motherfucking Roe v. Wade. And this is what I don't like about it. Like, yeah, I'll tell you the story about my dad afterwards, but let me show y'all some of the answers that I received on this question. Let me read it again. I'm sure you guys can give me actual answers instead of surface level emotion and dick policing. What's the real reason that black people don't like Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas? I got 93 likes on that post, which is, I consider anything like really over 50 good. Because there's guys with bigger channels that do community tab stuff that don't even get that much of a response, which, lets me know that I'm doing something right. All right. Rasan Thomas says, I remember back in, okay, and, these can easily be looked up on YouTube. So, number one, fair use. This is on my channel's community tab. So, if you didn't want your name put out there, maybe you should have made a comment on a YouTube space. But Rasan Thomas says, back in 1991, I remember looking at a magazine cover with Judge Thomas as a lawn jockey with a big grin. Truth is, I never had any judgment towards him, but the fact he's a conservative made a lot of folks upset. Yeah. Let me see who replied. H said, funny thing is, prior to the 1960s and 70s, black Americans were majority conservative. See, this is why I like coming at, like, I'm going to tell y'all something. I like asking questions in my community tab instead of on Facebook, because it seemed like on Facebook, I get lower vibrational answers. Like on stuff, like people just want to be jokey. They want to troll. Like, and I'm just saying, it's like, we're all on a public platform. We should stop looking like such dumbasses. But whatever, niggas. Blade Runner 27X gives a very detailed answer. He says, in order to give proper context, number one, he was not Thurgood Marshall. Number two, he was the pick of a Republican president. Number three, he was not considered a top judge or lawyer of the era. Number four, he was against affirmative action or any program that might uplift black people during that time. Clarence Thomas comes from the beginning of the Highlander mentality. There can be only one. I get the spot and pull the ladder up behind me, tell you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, leaving out the part how many people labor to get you there. And Smooth Groove 1 says facts. So do y'all agree with Blade Runner 27X? I'll check the comments in just a moment. So Vern said, anytime a black man is in authority, the black community has a problem with it. Black men are supposed to be seen as broke in the worst ways at all times. That's an opinion, but I understand the sentiment completely. I Am Just Jules said, because we have a major disconnect between the black silent gen and their upbringing, especially the southern conservative ones, the boomer and the later generations that were brought up in a more integrated social environment. The town Thomas grew up in no longer exists as it did. I believe Pinpoint, Georgia was a black coastal community physically isolated from white society in nearby Savannah. Now it's a bedroom golf community with multi-million-dollar homes. If you don't culturally and physically hold onto what you value, it'll disappear. Thomas's hometown disappearing is much like the black community pre-Civil Rights Act uh, CRA disappearing. While there were many gains, there were many losses. There was a trade off. While Thomas had many views that resonate with the pre CRA black community, he's a man out of time and the country has steered some elements and maybe more back toward that. We should ask whether he's been warning us, preparing us, or guiding us in that direction. Hmm. All right, let's see. Lee Ollie says his wife and the fact that he is a conservative that doesn't play the community games. He obviously doesn't seem to give a fuck about anyone that hates him either. I mean, usually that's the best way to go. Uh, Pedro Cobo said because he is a black man who serves the Constitution and not emotions. See the replies. Okay, one of the replies, Mr. EF Films 176, must have said something because I don't see his response. YouTube be taking down a lot of people's stuff. I really wish they stopped this shit, but I guess whatever they have to do to protect their platform. And Weather, who's in the chat right now, and says because he's a conservative, I would imagine that's the reason black people don't like him. There's always been this idea that Justice Thomas had supported cases that are directly against black people. Yet no one can give one example of said case. Oh, and also white wife. Long Tong Son says, I think that it was his position to affirmative action, but we should know that affirmative action helped more white people than blacks. Yeah, more white women than blacks. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not sure what year it was, but when they made women a minority in this country, white women started to bogart all the benefits that black people were getting, which included affirmative action. All it did was all making that. I mean, that's one of the things that, when women became a minority, that's one of the things that happened. The other thing that happened was it made B-Dub spiteful toward black men. So, I'm not going to eat all of it. Just go to my community tab. I'm going to check these comments in just a second. Just see what y'all saying down there. Kenny Boy says people that know his history don't like him because the man was against affirmative action after using it to his benefit. Huh? He wants to progress in life and leave everyone else that looks like him behind. Another comment said it perfect. Used a ladder to climb the mountain, then kicked it over and told black people, "Come on, get up here, work harder. I did it, so can you. No excuses." People that don't really know him don't like him because he seems like a real life Uncle Ruckus every time he makes a statement, and he's married to a white woman. Okay. All right. So tell me what y'all think of some of these responses. Well, you're probably already talking about it. But yeah, let me see who is in the chat. Oh, we got some new people in the chat. Let me scroll back up. That man Weather said I call it down the middle. Yeah. Let's see. Weather says rapper, most black athletes, liberal black man, Thuggo and Nim. They can go spit. Okay. Let's see. Weather said black people expected what exactly from Clarence Thomas? Gen Xers thought he was going to free Tupac's mother or something. Afro Troop TV said Judge Clarence is a prince among men. Okay, I guess this is in response to the Ketanji Brown Jackson comment. He said they calling her the first black judge. The disrespect. I mean, how? You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about that? And let's be honest here. Let's be brutally honest. A lot of people don't like Clarence Thomas because of the fact that he married a white woman. People are not looking at the fact that Judge Jackson is married to a white man. And I mean, like, I'm not saying you should or whatever, but I'm just saying it's if you're gonna dislike Clarence Thomas for that, then I must say that you're being kind of hypocritical. Yogami, what's going on? Long live. Said whether I think you're mistaken in Tupac's mother with Asada Shakur. Afeni Shakur is and to answer your question, Afeni Shakur is Tupac's mother. D Rock Dan, what's going on? Saying black people don't like progress in society in which they were raised. Hmm. Dane Wan said affirmative action is the worst. All right, there goes the Roger report. My habitual line stepper brother, long live. Saying the most important phrase in this black space of YouTube. Long live the habitual line steppers. If you don't believe that's the most important phrase, believe it. And definitely, I believe that most, if not all, the people that watch me subscribe to the Roger Report. If not, what you need to do is you need to go ahead and look for that man's channel now and go ahead and subscribe to it. He's the best show on social media Monday through Friday morning. So, let's see. As they weather said, in other words, black people wanted a daddy. She. Why Skinner Man Cave? What's going on? Good to see you, brother. He said when people realized he was married to a white woman, they did support him. See, that's the kind of shit I be talking about. And I made this statement last week. The reason why I'm really not into pro-blackism, pro-blackness or whatever, is because it doesn't seem to be about the furthering and progression of blacks. It just seems to be like about dick policing. Like somehow that's gonna save the black race. You had a Robert Smith, who paid for an entire graduating class of young black men's tuition, so they wouldn't start off their lives being in debt. And the only thing we could think about was, oh, he married to a white woman. His money is not. His money is gonna go to their community. And my response to that was, I was like, by him paying all those college tuitions out, his money went into the black community. I believe that the problem with Robert Smith was the problem that like a lot of B-dubs and a lot of these intersectional simp feminists do have. Whenever something, it's a problem whenever something goes into helping black boys. You know, at least Obama came up with the My Brother's Keeper. But first thing B-dub said was, what about us? What do we get? Even though they get plenty. And I believe the same problem was with Robert Smith. If he gonna do that for Morehouse, why didn't he do it for Spelman too? It's ridiculous. We can be a ridiculous fucking people sometimes. Connie Chom Black, what's going on? Afro Troop CV says affirmative action is for white women as sodomites. Connie Child Black says Judge Clarence views are detrimental to black people, period, point blank. Has nothing to do with his Becky. He is off cold. Period. Dane Juan says, "So what if he's married to a white woman? People got to realize some sisters aren't checking for us." I mean, exactly. I mean, yeah. I mean, shoot. Hybrid. What's going on? Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. What's going on, man? Says Roger has been cooking with propane. Great streams. He said, "My people, hope all is well. Hope all is well with you too." Connie Chong Black says, um, "It's bigger than his abortion views. When white supremacy starts to kick your arse, then your tune will change. White supremacy coming for you guys first. What are you gonna do then? White supremacy is already here. Like it's not coming. It's here. It's always been here. The point is to get out of white supremacy." All right, hold on 1 second. I got somebody backstage I haven't seen before. Let me see something real quick. Hold on 1 second, brother. Let me see. No, that's too short. All right, you gotta look at Kevin Samuels for a second. So, what's up, Andre?
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on?
Yeah, I just come up here to tell you, I hate your show. You a bitch. You a punk ass motherfucker. I hope you get kicked off of YouTube. I can't stand you. I can't stand the black manosphere. Fuck you and fuck Edward.
Oh, okay. All right. And I'm gonna tell you in front of everybody, if your mother has a dick, you can go ahead and suck it. Okay. All right. Well, that's enough of you, sir. See, we got trolls. Like, why do people do that shit? Like, I mean, they hate me, they hate the black manosphere, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Now, see, that was white supremacy right there. Yeah, but usually stuff like that doesn't get to me. I'm glad that, um, yeah, I'm glad that people come up there like that. It lets me know that I'm doing something right. As a hybrid catastrophic said, dude, mother should have swallowed them. But it's all good, man. It's all good. Let's get back to the topic. Uh, Black men want to see black people win. Said Connie Chung said, "I like your show. It's smart for me knowing what I'm fighting against. I don't consider you the black manosphere, or should I? What are you fighting against?" Like, here's my thing about the black manosphere. Is like everybody will listen to like that one person that they don't like, and then they consider that the whole black manosphere. The black manosphere is of many different views. Do I consider myself to be a part of the black manosphere? I would have to say yes. And if that saying that one statement right there earns me a few enemies, then yeah. But the only thing that I request from them people is to have the balls to come up here and tell me themselves. Like that Andre guy that just told me, hey, at least he had the balls. You know what I'm saying? A lot of a lot of these a lot of these motherfuckers, they don't have the they don't have the fortitude to tell you why they actually hate the space. I mean, but for you, Connie Chong Black, to not consider me black manosphere, is that you view me differently from what you don't like. So, what I would implore you to do is to dive deeper into your thought process of what the black manosphere is. Not everyone in the black manosphere agrees with everyone in the black manosphere. It's not a monolithic thing. It's not. It, yeah, but go ahead and shoot away. I mean, I do kind of like you say. You have a question, just type it out. I'll answer it. I will answer your question. Yeah, Bridget Moulton, what's going on? Good to see you, my sister. She said, even though we don't agree on everything, we can disagree respectfully. Absolutely, absolutely. Weather says Kev is someone I consider Black Manosphere fringe. Fringe because you don't SBE. All those don't SBE are considered fringe by the Black Manosphere rank and file. You know who else considers me fringe? Um, my habitual line stepper brother Donnie. And speaking of Donnie, goddamn, it's like I mention him, he just pops up. Have you ever heard of a chanupa? Yeah, that's a little inside joke, y'all. That man said duck hunting season. What's going on? Yeah, I mean, definitely makes the show interesting. I mean, I would say that much. Definitely makes it, you know, yeah, yeah. But like I was saying about the Black Manosphere and Connie Chong Black, go ahead and ask your question at any time. The man says she thick. Yeah, but it is like this. Listen up, guys. If you somehow disagree with the notion that black men want to see black people win, then you can go ahead and type it out, and you can do it in a more professional manager. I mean, more professional manner, I would say. Uh, a man say working at Applebee's more prestigious than at Taco Bell. Well, they didn't. You remember that movie Talladega Nights, Donnie? Uh, they didn't mention Taco Bell, now did they? I mean, say how old is too old to be an assistant manager at a fast food spot? I will say this: all jokes aside, wow. Um, all jokes aside, I am not a job shamer per se. If it's honest work, I'm cool with it. But if you're an annoying jackass, then then that's the green light for me to go in. So, like I'm saying, don't be like the burrito king coming to me with some bullshit. But so let me read. Donnie. Jokes aside, me and you talked several times, and you said that I was on the fringe of this space. So if you want to type out what you mean by that in the comments, I would definitely highlight it. But Weather just said that Weather said that I'm on the fringe of the space, and it was and yeah, like I said, it was very interesting that he said that. That man said Shaka Noodle said no SBE energy. Boy, y'all going with the SBE thing, and and what I would say about that is like I am all for the black man's freedom of speech, whether it's productive or non-productive. Non-productive will expose itself sooner or later. productive. Like if there is a productive cat in this space, and my suggestion to you guys is that you support that man. You support him. You give him likes. You give that person views. It said, and Kel Bedard does Ghost Watcher show. He told on himself. Well, when was this? When was this? When did he tell on himself? I mean, it's all good. I mean, I'm for any Black Manosphere guy to come to the show. I mean, period. I have to say, I have to make a confession myself. I am pretty fearless when it comes to this. Donnie said, French, not every show is bitches ain't shit. It's not my fault I can't get laid. Your content is sensible and moderate, as well as thought out in the everyman conversation. Oh, okay. Dane Wan said, I write comics and make music. That is some very cool shit. I mean, making music, yeah, writing comics, very cool. I think we need to put people like you more so on the spotlight. He said whether it be talking shit about me, I be ghost watching live streams. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean you've mentioned him by name several times over here. Uh, However, catastrophic impact X83rd power, Dane one, DC or Marvel, which is better? Let me answer that question. Dane one, not well. Dane one can answer it, but let me answer that question. I believe both of them have extreme issues right now, and the issues is wokeism. If you would ask me who was better before, I was more of a Marvel guy than a DC guy. DC has some very good stuff about it. Um, for sure, like Batman, I was always a Batman fan. But most of my favorite superheroes, they come out of Marvel, like Spider Man and especially the Incredible Hulk. One guy that I did like that was not Marvel nor DC was Spawn. Spawn, not just because he was a black comic book superhero, and I don't even know if you can call Spawn a superhero. He's more of an anti-hero. um, Not just because Spawn was black, Al Simmons. Spawn was well written. Uh, he, he was a very interesting, very dynamic character. His rogues gallery is some of the strangest and most interesting characters I've ever seen. I mean, it was a very creative concept that just took on a life of its own. And that's what I expect from when I read comic books. I expect characters as interesting and as dynamic as Spawn. Yeah. Yo, Donnie.
What up? What up? What up?
Yeah,
Yeah, what
what's
you gonna
going
say? I
on, man?
hate you, nigga. Fuck you. Fuck your show. Fuck the manosphere. All y'all niggas can suck a dick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's really Donnie, though. But what's going on with you, man?
Man, listening to the greatness of the Weekend Warrior.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, man. I'll just the topic is black men want to see black people win, and what I did was I don't know if you were here earlier, but I gave the example of Ice Cube. Ice Cube getting the NFL to pledge $100 million to help black-owned businesses, especially black-owned vendors. In his contract with Black America Foundation, and even though he was disrespected because when he first introduced the plan, it was thought that he was, you know, taking his ball to Trump. And what it really was he was trying to, um, he was trying to talk to both parties. It's just that the Republican Trump administration decided to talk to him. He's still doing these things for us. So, is there any? Do you agree? Do you disagree that people are, that black men in particular want to help black people, or what?
So a large percentage of black men, I think, want the community to succeed and to thrive. However, just from my own personal experience, should I say, we have saboteurs within our ranks on a consistent basis. And that kind of floats around from a lot of different angles, right? Black women, for whatever reason, want us to fail. To quote Roger, if a black man had a sandcastle, a black woman's going to come and kick it over. I would say the next group that, goes out of its way to shit on black men is alphabetical in order.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you can get where I'm saying. They're another group that likes to shit on black men, and they like to see our downfall, and they often work with black women in order to see this done. And then, you have the third one. You have a subgroup, if you will, but a group of coons. These are a group of individuals who, while, they may be black themselves, they don't want to see black excellence. They want to emerge and go along to get along with the rest of the gang. And these three people often want to see us fail. So when you have a black man like Ice Cube coming out here to do his thing and to promote black unity and to push black people to the forefront, these three groups are going to come at his neck and make sure that he has no way to do it. And they're going to be, they're going to stifle him any way, they shape and form. That's just what it is. Have I said anything that you haven't already said, though?
Maybe about the coon group or whatever. I haven't mentioned any of them. I did mention like the intersectional feminists, which I do consider coons. But you've elaborated it quite a bit. It does seem like whenever something is to help black people, B-dubs want to know what's in it for them specifically. The alphabet community, I'm getting a little sick of the motherfuckers, actually. But they act like that, that straight black men are the bane of their existence, when in actuality, it has been racist white men. All of the discrimination that they talk about they get actually come from racist, powerful white men. Black people, in particular, black men, have, even though like we don't fool with them on that level, and I'll tell you in a heartbeat that our agendas aren't the same, we've been the most tolerant of those folks. And they keep trying to push these narratives like we have been the most, we've been the most adversarial toward them. And that is simply not true.
What ends up happening with these situations, with these groups of people, is white supremacy. White supremacy is a evil, dirty ass motherfucking systematic system, basically, that has convinced these groups of people that we talked about, right, that they are marginalized. And the reason that they are marginalized is because not of white supremacy, but because of black men. Therefore, if you were able to shed these black men, these evil black men, put them in check and do everything else, we will integrate you into our society and you'll become one of us.
And we don't need to be worried about trying to integrate ourselves. And this is like with a lot of the double agents. I would say that this is what they're pushing. They're pushing that we integrate more with them than to be worried about our own. And my thing is, we've never really worried about our own like that. It's like the fact that we've tried to merge and it hasn't worked out exactly.
Well, my opinion, it's a low key way to corral us towards the like the slaughterhouses. You have a bunch of pigs, and you push them towards the doorway to where motherfuckers slam the nail in their head, whatever it is that kills the pigs, right? Just slowly moving us towards the linchpin in order to hang us from the fucking tree.
Mm-hmm.
And they've convinced women, and they've convinced the LGB, and they've convinced the coons that they can go ahead and join the team. I mean, anytime you look on any of these social media sites, any of these newspapers, anything with politicians, what do? They give special treatment to B-dubs. Oh, B-dubs. Oh, they're the most educated. They're the backbone of the community. Without B-dubs, black men would be nothing. Oh, so they've done everything to prop them up on a pedestal to make them feel like they are separate without. It's that whole Django mentality. That motherfucker was sitting there getting funny with Django. Bitch, you a slave too? No, I'm not. I'm master slave. Oh, didn't know there was a difference. And that's how they operate in real life. They run around with all this shit. Motherfuckers want to take credit and say black women did all this and put Trump out of office and put Joe Biden in here. The gas prices up. Has there been that conversation of black women are to blame for this or no?
Yeah. Gas prices, inflation, food shortages everywhere. I mean, it looks like it looks like there's a lot of signs that the shit is about to hit the fan for real, for real. And I've overheard conversations. A lot of people are still trying to blame Trump for this. And Trump's been out of office almost 2 years. So have you heard anything about the food shortages?
Not much.
Like they all these food processing plants mysteriously catching on fire. 30 million. Yeah, a bunch of food processing plants. Like our food supply is being attacked. Like they said to the tune of like 50 to 80 or something like that. 30 million chickens had to be destroyed because of influenza, which I don't fucking believe. 10,000 cows, I think, in Idaho. Um, all of a sudden, they said because of the heat that they all died from heat strokes, which
Oh,
is
them cows got decimated. It was a wrap. It was like Kansas or some shit, right? Somewhere weird.
yeah, and this is like they said, it's about to be all kinds of food shortages. Like they said, I think in major cities there are already empty shelves in grocery stores. Now, where I live at, that hasn't happened yet, and hopefully it doesn't happen to that great a degree. But ever since all this stuff, like Russia invading the Ukraine, ever since all this stuff has happened, like it seems to me like every time there's a war or some kind of skirmish, they use that as an excuse to jack the gas prices up. Like I remember when 911 happened, there was this oil refinery that caught fire in the Gulf of Mexico, and then they jacked gas prices up. And then gas prices ain't been right ever since. Now they're trying to get everybody to shift to electric cars, which I heard that there's an initiative in place that's going to do that anyway. They're going to start charging you a tax to drive cars that are powered by gas. I mean, we have to we have to start start to look at what's going on around us. Let's see, but
What do you think? What do you think of this FBA movement? This is one of the times I'm very proud to be a nigga from America with the roots and everything else. I'm always proud. I've always been proud, but this is a shining moment for me. Have you seen the foolishness that's been going on as of late?
well, go ahead, tell me about it.
So essentially, when the whole abortion Roe vs. Wade shit popped off, there was a lot of people mad at Clarence Thomas. Right? Clarence Thomas is he's a coon. I mean, I don't think that's up for debate, right? I mean, I've always felt like, even as a child, Clarence Thomas was on the side of tap dancing. But the problem is there are certain individuals who feel the need to speak up on it, and kind of one of them situations where it's family business. And that while that may be a low down, dirty scoundrel in my book, he's still family, and you don't have the ability or the right to talk to him or about him in a certain way, right? So there was a cat who was on Twitter who recently basically made a post. The post went viral, and he basically stated that he wishes Clarence Thomas's ancestors were lynched by the Ku Klux Klan. You seen that?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I thought that was fucked up, but like,
Well,
I mean, was it a non-ADOS guy though?
yeah, he was a Nigerian cat, and he even said a lot of slick shit in the past over basically over us, Akata, all that shit. It's a lot of slick shit. So for about the past week, they've been tearing his ass up in these random Twitter spaces, to the point to where homeboy got on a Twitter space a couple of times, and they tore his ass up there. And it was all fun and games for him, because they were essentially saying, listen, you need to apologize for this shit. His response was, nope, fuck that. I'm not doing shit. And it low-key escalated kind of to a violent level. They got at his ass at his place of business, or at least they attempted to, but they wanted to run up on him. As a result, they did reach out to one of his former employees, and probably his present employee and our employer. And you should see this motherfucker on Twitter. He's up there with a whole tear fest. But he's basically saying that black people have become weaponized, and it's not some fringe thing any longer. They're not taking shit from immigrants, and they're coming at it as a civil war.
I mean, why would they have much of anything to say though? I mean, the whole thing is, like, their ancestors gave up our ancestors to go be slaves. So, if that's the case, shouldn't we be more mad at them than they are at us?
Yeah, but you got to think about it from this dynamic. They'll come over here, and mind you, I'm a person who's married to an immigrant woman, right? My wife is a African via London. So, but I've run across her relatives. Her relatives do have some slick shit to say about Foundation of Black American Men and Women. I've heard the Akata shit, not while I'm in the room, but I've heard motherfuckers say a little slick shit here and there. And as a result, you kind of get dealt with on a certain level, fuck with me. But yeah, they say slick shit all the time, and they come in and they undermine us. I mean, you've never heard an African say no slick shit to you, or no Caribbean person?
Not really. I mean, when I catch stuff like that, I do check them immediately. I don't play that shit at all. But Akata, hey, go ahead and give the context on that for the viewers. For anyone that's going to watch this later on.
It's like it's a slur. It's something like an alley cat or a stray cat or some shit like that. It's not anything positive, right? So at a certain point, it doesn't matter what the word is. Motherfuckers have a slick little term for us. It's derogatory.
Hmm.
Thank you. Those got to be dealt with though, on that level.
All right. Shout out to Sun is Hot Raw in the chat. What's going on? Connie Chong Black, you still hadn't asked your question. Uh, um, let's see. Bridget Moulton said maybe they should slow down until everyone is more responsible about it. Okay, that's something that's going on in the chat. Um, but yeah, yeah, it is nice. It is nice to see American ADOS, FBA blacks unite on something because I mean publicly we're always so torn and it's a shame seeing us like this all the time and we're not ever brought together on any kind of positive context. Yeah, it's always us fighting, whether it's stereotypical shit going on or whether it's this so-called gender war or divided by sexuality or whatever. I mean, that's real fucked up when someone says that, shit like, and let me tell you this, shit like Clarence Thomas's ancestors should have got lynched by the KKK. That shit was out of line. But it's also messed up when we see people that blame Clarence Thomas for the Roe v. Wade decision and not blame the other five white judges. Now, Greg, what's going on? Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. He said Akata is a cotton picker slur. Wow. And whether he said united in antipathy against immigrants, Kev, that's the wrong front for unification, don't you think? I mean, look, I'm just saying that from a context of we shouldn't be taking shit. That's all I'm saying. That
We shouldn't have to be. You think you can go to Jamaica and talk crazy to the motherfucking Jamaicans? Rum, bum, rum, bum, bum, pum, 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 team. What the fuck are you niggas saying? They all turn around and whoop your ass and unanimous. Oh, shit.
Yep.
They whoop
I
your
mean,
ass unanimous. Stop it.
yeah. I mean, shit. It's like it's like I guess any unity is better than no unity. I mean, not so much as a gang up or gang mentality, but at the same time, we should be able to defend ourselves from any kind of attack. Let me see. How long have been? How long has this been going on? Shoot, let's see. Uh, let me ask you a question, Donnie. Do you celebrate the 4th of July? Let's shift gears a little bit. Yo, Donnie. Yo. Donnie's on mute. Well, let me ask the chat then. Does the chat celebrate the 4th of July? Do you have certain feelings on that? And I'm gonna tell you what I do. I use it as an excuse to play with fireworks. And my daughter likes fireworks, so hey, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play with some fireworks. Well, what's up, Donnie?
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was having difficulty like a motherfucker. I had a whole CD playing in the background.
Well, what's going?
Right.
Well, you Borgin. You're Borgin. Donnie, you are seriously Borgin. See, wait till he gets his problem straightened out. Donnie, you Borgin like a motherfucker, man. Still Borgin. Still Borgin. Okay, he went out. Hopefully he'll come back. But Hybrid says nope. Uh, Phil Brad says went to Jamaica 10 times. Must be nice around this time of year. Oh, sun is hot, raw. Thank you for the super chat. He says the same thing goes on over here in the UK, where these Africans distance themselves from Black British and can get disrespectful to where we have to check them from time to time. By all means, and I mean like you you have to check anyone that disrespects you. So I appreciate I appreciate the I appreciate the super chat support. So you guys really are, really motivate me. As a matter of fact, with your financial donations. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably about to bring this one to a close. Duck Duck hunting season said the white man told the immigrants that you can talk back to the black man any way you want to. Need to tell him something else. uh, is it, oh, there he is. Says device not connected. Yeah, Daddy, you must be in you must be in a bad spot. Oh, there he is. What up? What up? Yo. Steel Borgin. Yo. Donnie. Mo Mori Return said, just wondering, do you got kids, Kev? Yes, I have one daughter. And she is looking forward to popping fireworks on Monday. See if Donnie can work out his problems real quick. But I would say, Kev, unlike white folks, immigrants aren't going to bend the knee to black anger. These immigrants come from third world hell in literal war zones. They on that type of time. Yeah, I mean, and I get that too. I mean, is they don't have to, they don't have it supposedly as good as us and as soft as us over here in the Americas, but at the same time, we shouldn't have to take disrespect from anyone. Donnie, you there?
I am.
Okay, all right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're clear now. Do you celebrate the 4th of July? Okay.
One more time.
I said, do you celebrate the 4th of July? Do you call what you do celebrating, or what's going on?
I celebrate the fireworks.
Yeah. Yeah, same here.
Nigga, that shit's cool, but I'm not celebrating the whole of.
You said I'm not celebrating.
However, as a holiday in terms of what I guess you would think of, no, I celebrate the fact that I'm off and I'm getting paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Say you you say that the same reason. It's the same reason I do it. It's just like it's a day where I can go eat other folks' barbecue and pop some fireworks. I even fire up the grill myself. I mean, shit. That motherfucker.
Yeah,
that motherfucker, man.
I mean, that's say what?
I'm gonna tag you to something on Facebook, man. I want you to take a look at it. Remember, I started using that word as unbelievable. Go ahead and Yeah.
But no, as far as the holiday, it's something spectacular. But the reality of it is, I want to be able to make Juneteenth into the holiday that we celebrate just with the same exuberance that we do any other holiday. More so because it is a specifically black holiday, even though it is soon to be co-opted. I think black people need to go ahead and uh, make that national nigga day. You got to act as niggery as possible on that motherfucking day and tell white people kiss my black ass.
I mean, whether talking about y'all popping a white man's fireworks.
I'm popping the Chinese man's fireworks, goddammit. But they came from Mexico.
I mean, I'm popping some. I'm gonna feel the air with gunpowder on Monday night before I go on the air.
I spent so me and my brothers, we usually buy a whole bunch. We shut the whole neighborhood down. We actually right now we live at it's the police are on high alert, but I'm finna act a whole donkey. I got $500 worth of fireworks we finna set off over here.
God damn. Yeah,
we set it off.
I got my fireworks on discount.
Oh, did you? Okay, hey, wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good little pack. It's a good little pack of them though. But he said,
"Oh, what you got them from the Walmart?"
No. We got fireworks places all over this place. Like what they did was they put flyers. They put flyers in our mailboxes, and they was offering this pack like a $200 pack, but they were like they were like charging like $60 for it. So I went ahead and got that before they ran out because usually like these 2 days before the 4th, them places be packed the fuck out. So I got mine for like a super discount. So gonna be having fun with that shit. Shoot. That Marco Ross said, "Make your own holidays." Shit. If I wanted Friday in August to be a holiday, it'll be a holiday for me. Shit, my birthday a holiday as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I don't really celebrate birthday like that, but still. I mean, you got to take them how they come. As a duck hunting season said, if you're a black man and you're in the presence of immigrants, they want your ass smiling at all times, teeth showing. Shit. Yeah, but yeah, shout out to Marco Ross. What's going on? Weather said more black people celebrate the 4th of July than Juneteenth. Well, the 4th of July is the one that's always been around. Juneteenth, that's one that just started, and it has to have more momentum going into it. And one thing is, you have a lot of black folks that's already like pushing back and complaining about it.
You never celebrated Juneteenth? You never celebrated Juneteenth before the actual federal holiday?
No, actually, I have.
It's something that was new to me. It was never brought to my attention that there was a Juneteenth holiday until probably, I want to say 8 years ago.
And I mean, like, I wouldn't say it was so much as me celebrating it, but I was in observance of it. I recognized it.
It's a hell of a day to celebrate.
Yeah, this hybrid said just celebrate having a day off. Hey, but Donnie, listen up, man. I'm probably about to wrap this up. Shoot, you have anything else to say on the matter?
Nah, I'm just glad to be up here on your show. The Weekend Warriors out here doing his thing. Y'all need to subscribe if you haven't. Y'all really need to hit that like button and let the world know this man is out here putting in work.
Word.
We having real good conversations, and the conversations don't devolve into it's really because bitches ain't shit. My baby mama. If you knew what my baby mama did to me, you'd know bitches ain't shit.
Yeah, my baby mama / wife, she in the next room. So, I mean, ain't no complaints there. But shoot, But anyway, just a couple things, guys. Um, Black men do want to see black people win, and don't be an intersectional feminist, or you'll absorb a lot of garbage. But outside of that, there are still black men, maybe against our own interests, that still want to help this motherfucker out. And is it is all good. I'll support it. If they don't, then I fully understand why, based on all the hatred that we receive as black men. But by all means, people, keep fighting a good fight, and you'll have me as an ally. Period. I mean, that. It is what it is, and that's how I remain consistently. So, with that being said, time to bring this show to a close. Long live the habitual line steppers. Uh, in Kev, we trust. I'm gonna win, and when that happens, we all win. And like I just got through saying, uh, black men want to see black people win. Believe it. Peace out.